Question for the viewers: what kind of procrastinator are you? And what can we do to fix each of them? If you are a chronic procrastinator, you are familiar with the pain and stress associated with delaying tasks until the last minute. The first step toward accomplishing or completing a task is likely to be the most difficult for you, even if you are determined to accomplish it. The following strategies can be used to stop procrastinating right now, as well as lifestyle changes to prevent procrastination in the future. Many times tasks are delayed because they have no urgency. Things like tidying up the desk, cleaning the room, planning for retirement, etc., won't hurt you if you don't get started tomorrow. Often, the larger the scale and the longer the time frame, the easier it is to ignore. Due to the cognitive bias of human instinct, we are more likely to focus on what is in front of us right now than on our future prospects. This mentality is called temporal discounting. What are the solutions to this problem? According to the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, researchers argue that in order to overcome temporal discounting and procrastination, it is necessary to look at your plan from a macro perspective, and then break down each part into smaller, easier steps in order to overcome these tendency to delay and procrastinate. As a result, you will be able to move from the concept to the action much more efficiently. There are times when we procrastinate because we don't know where to begin. Especially when we encounter something we have never done before, we become overwhelmed with helplessness, leading to a sudden surge in stress and confusion in our minds as a result. No one likes to feel helpless, so we generally keep that task at arm's length and move on to other more important tasks. In this case, procrastination does not result from being too lazy, but rather from avoiding negative emotions of helplessness. This is called productive procrastination. The key to overcoming productive procrastination is acknowledging that you do not understand the subject at hand, and don't know where to begin. Once you are honest with yourself, then it is time for you to troubleshoot, and make figuring out how to solve the problem a priority. In some cases, you can also gather useful information by talking to others around you, and asking for advice about the problems you are experiencing so that you can get your job done easier. It's important to not overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything yourself, and to get help on the things that you are not proficient in. Some people are procrastinators because they are afraid of failure and don't want to take the risk. For them, rather than being considered insufficient, they would rather be evaluated as it's not that they can't do it, they're just too lazy to do it. People of this kind are typically perfectionists. The reason for this is that the standard they set for themselves is so high that they do not feel compelled to take action knowing that perfection is not possible. This is called perfectionist procrastination. To overcome perfectionist procrastination, you must let go of your obsession with perfection. Having abnormally high standards will not necessarily improve the quality of your work, since it may lead you to procrastinate and destroy your trust in others. It's also important to recognize that your work is not everything you are. It is common for perfectionists to confuse their work results with their self-worth. But remember, your personal worth isn't determined by your achievement. There are so many qualities that represent who you are, and how many challenges you are willing to accept and how you treat others are more important than the effectiveness of your work. Occasionally, you'll come across individuals who do not study, never attend classes, and cram just before exams. In spite of this, they still scored better in the class than most of their classmates. As a result, others are led to believe that working in a high-pressure last-minute situation will result in better outcomes than if you begin early. A procrastinator of this type believes that in order to be motivated to complete a task, they require the stress or pressure that is inherent in taking action at the last minute. Unless they have this, they believe that they will not be able to perform at their best. This is called active procrastination. In order to overcome active procrastination, you must first distinguish between passive and active procrastination. People with passive procrastination often don't think about the consequences of procrastination and use other things to distract themselves. However, according to a survey, the closer they are to the deadline, the more anxious they become, and the less likely they are to do well or complete the project on time. People who procrastinate proactively do it intentionally and are strategically procrastinating. They know themselves very well and know that under time pressure, they will be highly focused and greatly improve their work efficiency, so they choose to start later. People who procrastinate proactively get their work done on time and are satisfied with their results. The results of a 2017 study found that passive procrastinators scored lower, whereas students who procrastinate proactively did better. The accumulation of experiences and self-reflection will assist you in developing a better understanding of yourself. If the high-pressure environment does not help you, perhaps it's time to stop telling yourself that cramming is more efficient, and begin working on each task in a timely manner. A study published in the European Journal of Personality found that many college students who procrastinate actually want to read, but just don't want to do it right now. Their environment is full of temptations, and they are easily distracted, making it harder for them to focus on their more important goals. In this case, procrastination and laziness go hand in hand. Judson Brewer, Director of Research and Development at the Brown University Mindfulness Center, and a professor of psychiatry, points out that mindful thinking is a good way to combat laziness and procrastination. Take a moment and consider how procrastination affects you both mentally and physically. Is there a root cause of your procrastination? Practicing mindfulness can help us to identify the negative effects of procrastination and assist us in finding the problems and overcoming them one by one. By doing so, the limbic reward system can then be reset, retraining the brain and breaking the vicious cycle of procrastination. If you're someone who struggles with procrastination, you'll probably understand how frustrating it can be when it comes to trying to overcome such an ingrained habit. If you want to succeed in overcoming procrastination, you need to gain control over your habits and make sure you understand the causes and effects of procrastination, and take better action in the future. I hope this video is useful to you and gained a better understanding of overcoming procrastination. Remember to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. Take care.